Good morning everyone, Gadget here for another video, and in this episode we're going to take a look at the brand new, just announced Fujifilm X100V. Let's get this started. As the name would suggest, this is the fifth iteration in Fuji's premium compact fixed lens rangefinder style camera. That is a mouthful, but listen, this is a really unique product that Fuji has developed over the last few years and has garnered a cult following of sorts. And this one was long awaited. And along with this camera, there's a lot of new advancements that fans of this series are really going to appreciate. First and foremost, this camera brings almost all the advancements that the X-T3 and X Pro 3 ushered in. You have that 4th generation processor and 4th generation sensor that really deliver top tier results and really remarkable autofocus. The key differentiator with this product is that fixed lens. Yes, you cannot change the lens on this camera. It's a 23mm f2 lens, which is a 35mm equivalent. What's really interesting about this release though, it's the first time since they introduced the first X100 that they've improved the lens. They've really changed it. And while it might take up the similar footprint, what you have is something that is much sharper, has better resolving power, and in my testing, seemed to edge out the XF 23mm f2. I'm not gonna give you a definitive answer on this, but it appeared to be producing better results. Another benefit with a fixed lens is that Fujifilm can incorporate a leaf shutter. This gives you a much quieter shutter, especially if you're out and about and you want to remain discreet, but also higher sync speeds with regard to off-camera flash. Now, while on the topic of the lens, there's something to be talked about with respect to weather resistant. This camera is weather resistant, and what I mean by that is the entire camera is pretty resilient and really durable. That front element on the lens, there's a little bit of movement there when it's focusing, and that tiny little area, well, Fujifilm says it's just too small to fit a gasket to give it complete weather sealing. So if you want to make this a weather resistant camera, you do have to purchase the adapter ring along with the filter. And while some people may have an issue with this, I do appreciate the fact that you at least have the option whether you want weather sealing or not. And if you do, you're looking at roughly $100 for that upgrade. And before I continue, I should say the lens can focus up to 10 centimeters, a lot closer than before, and it incorporates a 4-stop ND filter, not a 3-stop, which is really cool if you're shooting in really bright environments. As I mentioned earlier, this is a rangefinder style camera. It's not a rangefinder camera, it's a style of it. With respect to the electronic viewfinder, you have something that's much brighter, faster refresh rates, and offers a wider color gamut. But if you want to, you can switch to the optical viewfinder, so you get that clear window of what you're looking at. It has the 35mm framing, so you can actually see outside of your frame. It gives you a little bit of an advantage when you're looking to compose, but you have the flexibility to switch between the two. The camera itself is largely the same design, but there's a few key things that really stick out. And I gotta say, it is that shutter ISO dial. Now, when you're looking at the dials, from my opinion, it seems like they have a lot more resistance on them, and not in a bad way, in a good way, where you really have to switch them with intention. I didn't have it accidentally knock once in the few weeks that I had to use this. With respect to that ISO dial, before you'd have to lift and hold and twist to change your ISO, but now it actually locks up. So if you want to change your ISO, you pull the ring up and you can freely rotate. This is something that is remarkable, that felt really obvious in retrospect, and something that I'm a little salty about that they didn't include in the Fujifilm X Pro 3. Guys, you're killing me here. When you look at the overall styling of the body, there's been a reduction in the number of buttons. There's no more D-pad, so no shortcuts there. The front grip just seems to be rounded off and cleaned off a bit. So you'll either appreciate this or completely hate it. Again, it depends on how you shoot. I'm not gonna tell you one's better than the other, but there's something that we can all agree on, the Q button. Having that shifted out of the way and less prone to being accidentally triggered, that's something we can all be happy about. On top of the latest autofocus capabilities from Fujifilm, there's a lot of other smarts that are brought over, such as Classic Negative, their newest film simulation, the ability to adjust clarity in your custom profiles, along with some other advancements. But what really surprised me is the video features. This camera actually packs a micro HDMI port along with USB-C and a microphone jack. So if you really wanted to, you could plug in an external monitor and get 10-bit 422 video. You can plug in an external microphone and through a USB-C adapter get headphones as well. So as long as you're comfortable with that 35mm equivalent focal length, this can be a pretty robust video solution. Another great advancement is the back LCD. It's a two-way adjustable LCD, and some of you might be like me, we're checking out the rumor sites to see what this would look like, and I'm happy to report that it's a flush design. It doesn't feel like it sticks out of the camera and adds unnecessary bulk to it. It sits in really smoothly. And this might be a small thing, but I'm gonna mention it for all the Fujifilm geeks that are out there. The hot shoe cover is also a metal hot shoe cover. So really, when you're looking at this camera from a design perspective, it's almost like no stone was left unturned. They really paid attention to the overall look, feel, and wanted to deliver a home run with this product. All in all, you have a remarkable product from Fujifilm, something that the fans of the X100 series are really going to appreciate, and even some newcomers, some avid street photographers may take a look at. Whether it's the ability to focus as low as -5 EV or the ability to go and use that leaf shutter to capture shots you wouldn't normally be able to capture, or use this as a hybrid solution where you can record high quality video on the go. There's something for almost everyone that's open to a product like this. The Fujifilm X100V will be available mid-March and will retail for $17.99 Canadian. And if you're looking to pre-order, the link is in the description. I know I had a ton of fun using this camera. It's something that I really have an affinity for, but more importantly, let me know what you think. Is this a camera that interests you? Is it missing some features that you were hoping for? Or is there something else that you're waiting for? Let me know in the comments below. Again, my name's Gajan. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.